Oh, welcome back to the channel. Now what we're doing, this video is called For the Lovers of Eggplant. I'm going to show you, it's one of the easiest crops to grow, and we're just about to pick some eggplants that are ready. I didn't plant so many this year, about 9 plants. Previous year I had about 30 plants and I got like 370 eggplants from the trees. So we didn't know what to do with them, but now I just kept at 9, and every 3 weeks we picked some. And fertilizing eggplant is not that difficult. Excuse me, once a month. We fertilize once a month and they're still flowering. We're coming to winter very quickly here, and they will die, simple. So let's follow me, and round here, the jungle. So we can see eggplants, right? They're not huge, right? But they're good enough, and they're beautiful to eat, and they're nice and soft. And one good thing, when you grow it like this organically, they are not bitter at all. I got my little, just cut them, and we're going to use that for some recipes today. And young eggplants is okay with the start. And there's another one here.
So how many months old?
No, this is planted in October, these plants.
Okay.
They've been planted in October and they're still going. You can see the green foliage. And one thing with eggplants, you've got to know, they're fairly disease resistant, right? So fairly disease resistant. They have this little bug, I don't know what it's called, it looks like a lady beetle. It's a different color and just eats the leaves, foliage. So there's another couple here. Oh, we've got a few. I want to just get them all out.
Another one here.
Yep.
Wow, look at this one. That's big.
Yeah, that's right. If you let it go, that's what happens. But they might go to seed. That's it. One thing about eggplants, you should stake them, right?
Will they regrow more eggplants next season?
No.
No?
They are annual.
Okay. And now that you harvested the eggplant fruits off the eggplant, what will you do with the eggplant itself?
We'll cook them.
I mean the actual plant.
It'll die.
Oh, it'll die. Okay. So will you let it die naturally, or you just strip it?
No, naturally.
Okay.
It'll die. As soon as the cold season hits it, it dies.
Okay. And do you have to cut them off, or you can just pull them off?
No, you better cut them. It's easier.
Okay, there's more here. And we've got another few lying around somewhere. What about if they're a bit discolored? Does that matter? Like this one here?
No, eggplant, yeah, they'd leave it. It's a bit old.
Okay.
And you can see what happens with those bugs.
Wow.
This is what they do to the leaf. Right? So I've never sprayed them. The new shoots outgrow these things that eat them, and they prefer to eat the older leaves. So, you know, all good for everyone.
So how do you tell when to harvest your eggplant fruits? Good question.
Okay, let's have a look at the base. See this base here, it's so brown. Now, if it's nice, and this one's not ready yet, you can see the color as well as the base.
Bit purple.
So, well, it can be purple, but this base is green still.
Oh, okay.
So what happens when it goes brown, you should pick it straight away. You can pick it green as well. That means there'd be less, there's no seed. See, all these are that brown.
Yeah.
So the base, down the bottom, that's where the flower was. So that's it there. Let's have a look at these little ones. Yeah, they're brown, they're all ready. So the various sizes. I don't really fertilize them very much. See if there's a green one. No, we picked them all good time.
And that's how many plants? 1 plant?
No, this is from various plants. So altogether I've got 9.
9. Okay.
So I would have got that from about 4 plants, 5 plants. Hi, now we're in the kitchen. As you know, part of our deal is to grow and cook the things that we have. Like in this case, we're going to look at eggplants. If you love eggplants, we're going to show you 5 different kinds of recipes that I use in my eggplant cooking. So therefore, and I know there's lots and lots and lots more. So if you've got a comment and got a recipe, you can write down to me after you watch the video below, and just write a comment if you have another recipe. I know a few more, but 5 is going to be a lot for this video. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at these ones that I picked the other day. Right? So these ones, the first recipe I want to show you is to make baba ganoush. So baba ganoush, I'm going to use, I'm going to make small amounts of it. I'm not going to make large amounts because it takes a while, and we'll have to go outside and place this on the grill of the barbecue. Okay, so basically we need to cook it with the inside and burn the inside of the eggplant to have a nice smoky flavor. And later on I'll show you how to combine the ingredients. So first of all, you take your eggplant, take a fork. Take a fork and stab it. Just like that. Stab it a few times all around. So what that does is releases the steam as it's cooking, and easier, and does so it'll be quicker to needs. So let's have a look. Just poke it in. Poke it in. Well, here we are. We've got the barbie, only one grill open. I just place it on there. And that might take maybe half an hour, maybe less. We'll have to come and check it in a minute. So have a look there. So we've just placed it on one grill.
Cover? Do you have to turn it at any time, or?
Yeah, we will come back and turn it, definitely. So as it's cooking, and once it's cooking, we'll just turn it on each side. Now.
So here we are, the eggplants, which are being roasted outside on the barbecue, and without even looking at them, Milan says they're ready because he can smell them. So here they are, and if you try and press on them, they're very soft to touch. So you can see the imprint there, and if you try and poke it in, you'll find the flesh inside is very, very soft. So that should be good to go.
Alright, we've got our charred eggplants here. They've cooled down, so I want to show you how to clean them and peel them. And once we do that, I'll show you the next procedure. So let me just peel it under the running tap. So under cold water. Okay, so we don't want to have any charcoal or burnt the skin in our next baba ganoush. So let's go. So this, while we're waiting for the eggplant to cook, we can do this next step. Okay, so we just peel it, as you can see. It's nice. That's nice and crispy on the outside. Feels easy. Feel a bit warm in there, but that's okay.
And the inside's all mushy,
yeah. Soft, yeah. And that's what we need. And there you go. And there's nothing here. Try not to get it wet. And I'll put it on the plate here. Sorry, just grab a plate and put it on there. And we're going to just make a small batch because we didn't. So that's it. That's what it looks like. I'm going to do the next lot as well. Let's start from the top with the stalkies and see how we go. You can see that, beautiful, coming out nicely. If it's not, just push it out with your hand down. And look at that. Looks good as well. See, there's little pieces left, so we want to get rid of that. There's no little big pieces there. Okay. Okay. Should be nice and smoky, hopefully. Here's the second one, and the last one. Okay, this one was not done as much. At the top there's a little bit raw, but we'll cut that off. Alright, so there we go. In a couple of places they haven't been cooked, but we'll get rid of it. So. Alright. Oops, I chopped it. Alright, that's it. And we'll come back to that in a minute. One thing. Although this has got a lot of cheese, now if you want to lay on cheese on top, you would get some grated, what do you call it, cheddar cheese or some tasty cheese, and you can grate it on top of there. Or, you know, so nice crispy layer, but now well, this is the way we want it. This is what it looks like. Full tray. Let's preheat it oven to 180. Cook it for about 20 minutes. And that will do it. Now, if you come here, Now what I have here is lemon and garlic mix. Now I've got my eggplant, okay, that I did on the barbecue. We'll drop it in there. Like I said, if you want to blend all this, now the one ingredient that I need to use is tahini. So there's my tahini. I'll get a spoon, I'll add a few. Now you can always taste it to your liking, because I've done it before, I know what to do. So there's my tahini. So I'm going to add it to the mix. Stir it a bit, it could be clumpy. At the bottom sometimes it settles, the sesame seed paste settles down. So let's put it in. So that's enough for this section, see that?
And
So I'll do one more for like, this is, I don't know, so there you go. It's tahini, extra it says. So there are better brands, there are good brands and not so good brands of tahini. Now, because I like it chunky, I'm just going to mash it with the juices. Add salt to it, and I did already, and I'm just checking it. So if it's, and I make sure that all the lemon juice and the tahini are well mixed in there. Like I said, with the blending, it's quite easy and simple. Takes no time, just add it all and take you less than a minute, maybe 10-20 seconds to whiz it. That's it. So see how it's all coming nice and thick? All the juices and the garlic and everything is making the eggplant much thicker. So this is what it looks like. It looks fantastic. Now, it's not hot. I prefer it to eat it cold, but we're going to try it in this section. So you can see it. Look at that. So there's no juice left. Beautiful. Okay. Smells divine. I'm just going to break more of the eggplant in there because it's quite soft after it comes from the barbecue. If you've done the right job, if you cooked it enough inside, it'll break down quite easily into fibers. So remember, if you did whiz it, then it'll become smooth, very smooth. But I prefer, look, see, a little bit fibrous. You can see there's another lump. So just keep breaking it. You can see there's fibers of the eggplant. That's what I prefer personally. That's my preference. But we keep going. Right.
So do you eat it on its own or as a garnish?
You can do both. We can eat it on its own, which we'll do today. And I've got some Lebanese bread, and we'll just eat it on its own, and we can try it. And you can garnish it like with fish or whatever. There's many things accompanying it with meats. So it's eggplant. You can make yourself a falafel roll, which if you know how to make it, this can be a condiment to it. All right. So there you go. Baba ganoush. Now we've come to one of the recipes, but actually it's two recipes because the procedure for doing the recipe is very similar except one change of one ingredient. So like usual, I got the extra virgin olive oil, right? I've got some garlic, I'll have some onions, I've got my chilies, and then I'll have so eggplants. We're going to put eggplants, we're going to stir fry them until the eggplants are very soft. So that's bad. We're going to dice the eggplants, we're going to chop the onions, and we'll show you that in a minute when I have chopped everything up. So again, ingredients, chilies, if you want, that's optional. I like chilies, I want to have some chilies. Garlic, that's up to your taste. Onion, up to your taste. Eggplant, well, you know, this is all about eggplants, and I love eggplants, so we're going to cook quite a few eggplants here. Okay, and basically to season it, we can season it with salt. That'll do for me. Just some pink salt, and that's going to be it. So we'll come back when everything's cooking, and you'll show you what it looks like. Okay. Alright, so that's oil. Now we'll do the garlic. Okay, we don't need to take this bit.
So that's on the medium heat, high heat?
Yeah, a little bit medium, a little bit higher than medium, the next level. So at about 60–70%, say. There, so there the garlic. And we'll do the onions and the chilies, and we'll throw it all in together. Yeah, it smells beautiful, that extra virgin olive oil. And that's good quality when it has that beautiful flavour aroma. Okay, and we'll do some chili. Now these are bird's eye and cayenne pepper that I'm cutting, and out of 10 they're about 9. I know for some reason this season of chili is a little much hotter than the last season. The last season I would say about 8, 7, 8. Now it's about 9. So a little bit potent, I think. So just cut this one in half, a bit thick. Alright, so we've got our chopped ingredients. Just going to add it to our oil. But we chopped it, the oil got nice and warm just for us. So let's go ahead. And we'll cook that, and we'll wait for that to sweat a little bit, and then we're going to add our eggplants to it. Okay, so now the next part is eggplants. Now what do we do with the eggplants? Is the following. Take a big knife and I'll trim it. And all these trimmings will go to my one. Okay, so we're going to cut it in 3 parts, the big eggplant. 1, 3. And then we're going to cut it 3 parts down this way and this way. And then we're going to dice, like you do an onion. It's a bit bigger pieces, it's a big eggplant. Just be careful when you're doing it, sharp knives. Okay. Actually, if you dice it much thinner than that, it'll take less time to cook. So I'm not in a hurry today. So now we're nearly cooking the eggplant. We diced it, and that's what it looks like. Just come here. So that's what it looks like when you're dicing it. And we added to the mix, which I have added a lot already. So there's 4 eggplants. Now, remember eggplants will, it'll actually cook down quite a bit. Now I know eggplants love oil, so you can see it's a bit dry. You don't be afraid to add a bit more oil, and that's what we're doing. I'm going to add a bit more oil and a little bit of salt, which I have not salted at all. So let's do that now. So salt, it's all to your taste. If you don't like salt, don't salt it. Just add black pepper. But because I got chili, I don't like black pepper with chili. That'll do. Okay. So salt to your taste. And we'll just stir it. Now, 2 things you can do to speed this up. There are some people that add a little bit of water to it and cover it. I found if you add water, it just does not taste the same. It doesn't taste as good.
Mushy.
I don't know if there's a problem with it, but if you leave it just with oil and persevere with it, the flavour is awesome. So organic eggplants, organic chilies, and organic, what else is it? Oil.
Garlic.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put my lid on it. So I'll cover it with a lid and I'll simmer it down. Now, did you have a look at the ones outside? How
They're coming on, yeah.
Did you turn them around?
Oh, yeah, turn them around, and they're basically dry and crispy and
yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. Black. All right, let's have a look how first recipe of the eggplant again. You can see it's cooking its own juices. We put it on low heat, and I can see there's still bits and pieces that need to be cooked. They're not quite cooked through. Leave the lid on, and that's it. That's done. Maybe we can take that off now. And it looks like it's almost done. They're still hard. I can still see them. You can see the colour hasn't changed out of them. When it's done, you'll see it's nice and brown. See this bit there? See this bit there? See that bit there?
Yep.
So that's not quite done yet.
Okay.
But it might be okay for our purposes. There you go. We're not in a hurry, so we can cook it down more. Now I'll open it.
So when it's done, it's
it's brown.
chunky.
It's like that.
And
Depends. It'll break down, but if you take it earlier, there will be some chunky bits. We're going to divide into two recipes. So what I'm going to do is take half of this out, and then the rest of the half I'm going to add, as I said, the mushrooms, and let it cook down with the mushrooms, and that's my next. So this is basically ready to eat. That's in here, as is. And so let me just get rid of it. Alright, so that's what it looks like that. So this is ready to eat. At the next lot, we're going to be adding our mushrooms. And guess what? Mushrooms that I've grown, oyster mushrooms. In this case, actually, it's pearl oyster mushrooms. And let's pull them out. We won't put too many. Here they are. Oh well. So, let me just break them a little bit. But any mushrooms will do. So the stem's a bit. It's been in the fridge. We've got a bit in the rain and a bit soft. And I've got plenty more here, which I'm going to use. So they're falling apart. Alright. Here's my oyster mushrooms, that will do. Just cut it in pieces. Oh, sorry. It's better going this way, as you can see, not cross. Just go diagonally when you're cutting them. That's where they go. You'll see the grain of the mushroom, and they cut easily, so you can see the grains that go down this way. So instead of cutting this way, which is a little bit harder, cut it with the grain. So just like that, and so look at that. We're going to add them to my eggplants and cook them. Won't take long. So here we go. Stir them in and cook them for another 5-6 minutes, and that will do. When the mushrooms start to sweat, and it's done. Okay. So you ready? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now our mushroom and eggplant is ready to go. So we'll put it in a pot, and I need to use this frying pan for the next recipe that we're going to have a look at it. Right, while we're waiting for our eggplants to fry here, I'm going to start making my baba ganoush, the eggplant that we had on the barbecue that we charcoal cooked. Now, so I've got juice of 3 small lemons, so it's up to you how much lemon you want. So we're going to squeeze in this bowl. I'm going to mix it in this bowl. Like I said, those people that want to have it more fine and smoother, you put all these ingredients in a blender and you blend it. Or whisk, so it's quicker. Just stick it all in, blend it, add salt to taste. And what I'm doing here is just doing the lemon juice. And then again, garlic is optional. So I'll do garlic as well, raw garlic that we're going to add to this. So let me just do the lemons. Okay, the next one more. So, very easy. There's my lemon juice. Now what I'm going to do is cut some garlic, add some garlic, and we'll come back to see the next part. Alright, next part of the video. So that's this. I'll make 2 recipes. I mean, it's very simple. and I'll show you that extra ingredient because I'm going to pull out a certain section of this, right, and then I'll leave the rest in there and add my next adventure that I've started is it's going to be mushrooms added to the eggplant. So something novel, so mushrooms. Now what I'm going to do is start cutting up, I'll wait a little bit, we're going to do parmigiana, a small, my take on parmigiana, right, so it's my take, and wait, I need some room because what we're going to do is going to fry the sliced eggplant first, and we're going to layer it, and I've got to make my tomato sauce with 2 cheeses, parmesan, and this one, people I know will probably never seen it or heard it. I'm going to add blue vein cheese to it, so it's going to be part of a blue vein with the parmesan mix in the tomato sauce. So I'm not going to add anything else except eggplant, and we'll do it in the oven. Okay, so we can stop there. Now I'm going to make the sauce for my parmigiana. Right, so sauce. Unfortunately, my tomatoes have stopped. The season's over, so I'm not going to use my tomatoes I would normally. But I did buy some quality ingredients, Italian ingredients like this. So we're using passata. We're using diced tomatoes. Right, so passata, diced tomatoes, and we'll start very shortly. Okay, so
Mutti.
Mutti. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. Now, the thing is, I want to fry a little bit of garlic and onions, so I'll turn this off until we are ready, and I'll take that off the heat. Now again, you don't need to watch me cutting garlic and onions, so we'll do that again. So I love garlic, so everything's got garlic with me. So let's go. We're going to make our sauce, my take on the sauce for the parmigiana. So we're going to add some olive oil, the usual. I'm just going to add garlic without the onions, but you can add whatever. You can cook your meat even if you want before you add to it. So I'm going to just spread the onions. Right. Now just bear with me while that's cooking. I'm just going to get the cheese. That's going. Now I've got about how many grams of parmesan? I have about 200 grams of parmesan. So I've got 200 grams of parmesan and 100 grams of blue cheese Castello. Alright, now we come back. The garlic sort of started to go a little bit brown, and we've got some of the passata. So we're going to add that to it. I'll turn it down, it's a bit too hot. So there's the passata. Now we're going to add some diced tomatoes, which should be, so we're going to add some diced tomatoes. And let it warm up, let it cook, let it start to boil, then we're going to add some cheese. All the cheese that I showed you. So here's the cheese. Just get a wooden spoon and stir it. Oh, there it is there. So start stirring it. Now if you want it thicker, we can add some tomato paste, which I have here, tomato paste. Maybe I'll add a couple of spoons, but it's pretty thick already. There you go.
Hear the popping sound there.
That's why.
That's the air pressure.
Yeah. So
Different.
Pressure sealed. So just add a couple of spoons of tomato paste, nice and thick. It'll thicken our sauce because it doesn't need to. Eggplant won't take long. So that's it. Make sure it's closed. That goes back in the fridge when it's ready. Alright, so and what we do is stir. Stir, stir, stir. Very tomatoey, very Mediterranean, which is good. It's the way we should have it. Basil would have been good. Hey, I got lots of basil. Maybe I'll go get some basil. Alright, so this is my basil from the garden. Again, organically grown. You can see it's going to seed, but that's okay. There's a, it's really, really strong flavour. So we add as much as you like. I like basil and tomato, so I'll add most of this. I'll chop it up. Now, before I add the cheese, I'll chop it up because cheese, well, so we'll mix it thoroughly. Sometimes you can add the basil to it on top as you're finishing the product, as you do, like pulling it out, put it as a decoration, like they do on certain recipes. Now, so smell that.
Awesome. Wow, that's strong.
Very strong.
Yeah, that's good.
For some people, it's too strong. All right, so let's do this, and we'll dice it and mix it with our tomato, and we'll put the cheese in and just stir it. It doesn't take long, as you can see.
So you keep what about the top part? You know
No,
the top part?
no,
Okay.
that's not good. Okay. All right, so let me just move that across a little bit to the handle so I can work with. Right, just basically a little bit of garlic with tomatoes. Now let's get the basil leaves. Let's chop them and put them in and mix them. Let them infuse a little bit before I put the seed, the cheese. There we go. Maybe we should make pesto next time.
Smells fantastic.
Oh yeah. So imagine the flavour that imparts with the tomatoes there. So there we go. Let's just stir that in for a couple of minutes and then we'll add our cheeses.
So it's getting thicker, I see.
Yep. Because we're not making a big amount of parmigiana, just a small... Now I'm going to start adding the cheeses. There's a lot of cheese for a small bit of thing. So I can always add water if I want. If you want to add water to expand it and use it for a bigger tray that I'm going to have, you can. So there's my parmesan. I can add all the cheeses at once as well. Parmesan is in there, and so let's stir it in. You can see it's getting very thick. So it's very thick here, you can see it. So it's very thick sauce, and that's my intention for today. So it's nice and thick. So basically when we add it to the oven, basically let the eggplants absorb the flavours, and then we'll pull it out. It won't take more than 15-20 minutes. So here's my blue cheese. Yeah, well it's actually green this one. Stella, so same scenario, similar taste. So if I can get this plastic off, they really do a good job sealing it. Alright, there we go. Now here we go, here's the cheese. I'll just I'll crush it in my hands. It's easier than in there. So there we go. Alright, now just wash my hands and mix that in. And that's it for the sauce until we're ready to. So let's mix it in. Let it dissolve a little bit. Infuse throughout the sauce. So when we pour the sauce onto the eggplants, there's no problem with anything. There you go, that's what it looks like. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, you can turn it off here. If you don't mind. I'm going to turn the oven on, heat the oven first, make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, so we're doing it at 180, heating the oven at 180. We'll cook it for about 20 minutes and we'll see how we go. Okay, now here's the what I can call slices of eggplant that I'm going to fry before I add it to the baking tray to make parmigiana. So we're going to fry it this way. A little bit of oil, Right, I'll show you. A little bit of olive oil, maybe a bit more because. Okay, so next bit is to cut our eggplant into slices. Now again, I'll take the top off, I take the bottom off, and then we'll go. I'll take a little bit of the side off as well because it becomes more square and it's easier to cook. So we're going to cut the slices about this big. This is a bit old. Cut the seeds. That's alright.
So thinner slices than before.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's up to your taste. Okay, so what are we going to do? So we're going to one side oil it, the other side put the oil. Same with this one. One side, the other side. So you can see oil is being soaked quickly, and then we have oil on both sides. So like that. So keep going. Same scenario. Now, so we keep going. I've got to do another one because this one's a bit small. So you can see. So, all right. So this is our second batch. So let's have a look. We've got oil. When the oil runs out, you've got to add some more. We can add it on top. Okay, if it's not enough. So that's what we're doing. Now I haven't finished yet. I'll do the small one here and find some oil somewhere. There you go. Okay, so this might need a touch of oil. Now, so that's what they are. Now, what you can do if there's not enough oil, we add a touch of oil on top of them. So we add a touch of oil on top of each one of them. And if you have a brush, you can brush it, but I don't have one. I have fingers. Well, let's go. So like that, a little bit there, because this one they need it, these ones. So just a touch of oil. Now, so we're gonna rub them in. Spread them around, spread it around, spread it around. Okay, so that'll do. So that's how they're gonna cook for us for a little bit. And so I'm going to turn the heater on. Oh, it's even off. Alright, so one more final thing I'm going to do is add salt to it. Just a touch of salt on each one on the top, only on one side. So we're going to touch of salt on one side. So one, just a little twist on each one.
And this is Himalayan sea salt? Or
yeah,
Himalayan
it doesn't matter which one you want.
Whatever.
You can use normal sea salt or whatever. So we're waiting for that to cook, and we'll come back and show you after we cooked enough how we layer our tray, baking tray. So the oven's on, it's going, so it's getting hotter and hotter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't reach the temperature, so we can add to it as well. Okay, we'll see you in a minute. So, as you can see, eggplants, you must know they love oil. They absorb oil like there's no tomorrow. So just keep an eye so it doesn't get burnt. Like this one's a thin one. You can cut it evenly, it's better, but I don't. You can see here it has started to burn already. It's already ready. So the thinner you cut it, the quicker it gets cooked. So that's the main thing. So keep turning it over until they are soft enough, and then we'll put them in we'll put the next batch in, and then we'll put the rest in the baking tray. So you can see that. Maybe I'll turn my thing down a little bit. Well, here we go. So this next lot is ready, and see we're laying them down, and I'm going to put a bit of sauce on it, tomato sauce, and we're just going to keep going until we completed our eggplants. Alright, we've got the first layer down, as you can see, and I'm just going to add the tomato sauce that I've made on top of this layer. And we've got a next lot coming, and there's one more coming, so we might get two and a bit layers before we put it in the oven. So let's just lay it on top. That's beautiful, nice and easy. Maybe I should have a ladle, it's quicker. Spread it around, and we'll have one more layer. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll repeat that with one more layer when this is ready. Alright, so this is the last bit of my eggplant that I'm going to put on my our layered parmigiana. Then we're gonna put the sauce. And this is what it looks like before. So it looks something like that. See that?
Yep.
Beautiful. Now, so I'm gonna lay the sauce on there, and we're gonna put it in the oven. And that's it for about 15 to 20 minutes. It's already fairly cooked. Just basically warming it. There's a lot of sauce. A lot of eggplant. Hello. Now we've got 3 dishes that we've done already. So we thought we might taste them, okay, before we get too tired making everything. Now, so the first dish that we made, and we split into 2, is the one that doesn't have the mushroom. It's called choka in Indian, Hindu. I know that for a fact. Choka, something like that. I'm not pronouncing it the way I should. So the one with the mushroom, there's no particular name. That's my personal invention, so that's my personal eggplant and mushrooms, obviously. So we're gonna have a taste test, so we'll see you back and I'll tell you what it's like. There's no point looking at us, and parmigiana will be ready by then.
Okay, it's recording now.
All right, I've got my 3 different dishes here, as you can see. I want to try it with the bread, Lebanese bread. I'm going to eat it with my fingers, like, millions of people across the world eat it. So there's no big deal with that. You can always wash hands. Now, so basically I get my flat bread. And here we call it Lebanese bread, but all around the Arabic places. So there you go, cut a piece. And let's see, let me try my baba ganoush first. Okay, have a look. So there it is. It has got a smoked flavour, nice and lemony. We could have done with a bit chilling, I think, so let the flavours permeate through the mix. So in a couple of hours it'd probably be better. So let me look at the one that's choka, the one with no mushrooms. Very smooth. Eggplants have cooked down quite a bit, so it's soft and smooth, and plenty of flavour. And a hint of chili is behind there as well.
Do you need to add any more salt or pepper or?
No, for me that's enough. Okay. Now we're going to do the eggplant and the mushrooms. The flavour of the mushroom and the eggplants are coming together. So again, smooth as the first one is. So very smooth. Hint of chili there. There's enough salt in there for my liking. And it's very, very nice. The mushrooms are exceptional. Cooked, this is one of the ways of cooking mushroom, and they become exceptional.
And which is, so how would you rate all the dishes? Which one's your favourite?
I think that those 2 at the moment are better, because I know with the baba ganoush, it'll take some time for the flavours to infuse into the eggplant. So, one thing I didn't add to this is salt. I just remembered. Maybe the salt will enhance its flavour. So we'll do that in a second, we'll see the difference. Alright, now we'll stay tuned for the parmigiana in a few minutes.
Okay.
Alright, here we just added a little bit of salt to our baba ganoush, and we're going to taste it and we'll see the difference. I'll just take a little bit, that'll do, because we've eaten a lot. Beautiful. Alright, now, so let's do the taste test, shall we? Okay, here we go.
Bellissimo.
Again, the lemon and garlic is coming through. It's much tastier. I wouldn't say a lot, but maybe 2 times tastier than the original. I like both, actually, to tell you the truth. So, If you're a salt person, go ahead. I think you'll need to add more salt than what I've just done. But if you're not a salt person, you can eat it as is without salt. Perfect.
Well, in my opinion, that tasted great. The baba ganoush
Okay.
and the eggplant, Indian funny sounding name dish.
Well, there you go. Our last recipe is right here in front of us. Eggplant parmigiana. We're going to give it a taste test. Remember, it's very hot, still piping hot. Now, I recommend, remember when it cools down, all the cheeses will solidify. So this will be a lot more solid than what it is now. It's runny, but it'll come nice and thicker as time goes on. But now let's give it a taste test, and everything so far has been good. Let's try this one. We're going to cut it though. So there's 2 layers to cut through. It's cut easy. Not such a big chore. Yep. So it's nice. Everything's nice and soft. So if you give me your plate, please, sir, and I'll put a little piece, and we'll see how we go.
I guess when it's hardened, it won't be so falling apart. To be, you know, stay intact.
That's
keep
right.
its
It'd be
shape.
more, yeah, correct. Yeah. So about a little bit here, and you can eat it with bread or without bread. I'm just going to eat it without bread. So get the sauce. There you go. A little taste test. Maybe need to cool it down a little bit.
Any salt? No.
This has salt already, so unless you want extra salt, you're more than welcome put it on. Remember, we salted it when we were frying them. You can smell the cheese. You can smell both cheeses. The strong Parmesan smell and the Costello. Interesting flavour. It's very sharp. You can see the blue vein cheese is very sharp. Oi, mate, but I like it anyway. And there's the tang of the tomato there, quite strong tang is what we put in. So that's a true tomato flavour. And obviously the eggplant is there. And you know, when you leave this longer, the eggplant will absorb more flavour than what has just come out of the oven. So, not too bad. It's different, very different. Right. Your turn.
Bon appetit.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, ring that bell. We're doing another video shortly, well, maybe in a month's time as we do. But enjoy the eggplant. For the lovers of eggplant, you love what we just made, and it's absolutely delicious. Subscribe. Catch you next video. Comment below if you got any questions. See you next time. Bye.
And just remember, most of the ingredients came from Milan's backyard.
Correct.
Organic gardening.
Correct.
Over for now.